Hey there, it's Kim again, and guess where I am? I'm in the sauna. And I guess I'm a day late and a dollar short for International Women's Day, but I just wanted to say what comes up for me when I see, posts on Facebook and Instagram about it. I get what's happening with women. I get that we have always been, I guess you could use the word victimized, and subjugated. Not always. I suppose there was a time, I believe there was a time when women ruled the world. And I guess maybe what I'm picking up on is a lot of anti-male energy. I don't know. I just don't relate to the whole goddess thing. It's never been my way. And I'm checking in with that to see what that's about. I feel like part of it is that I kind of naturally understand that it's not about male, female, man, woman, that there is an integration that has to happen. And maybe there's already an integration in me. I don't know. I've never identified with glass ceiling, or I just have never felt discriminated against as a woman. So yeah, I don't really know what that's about. Again, it could just be where I have placed my attention, because as we all know, that's actually how things work. So maybe I've just never paid attention, and therefore I didn't draw that to me. I didn't have those experiences and meet with people that confirmed my ideas around discrimination and subjugation. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting to note. But that's not why I'm here. I want to talk about how bad I felt yesterday. I feel a little bit better today. All of this started with ear ringing for me. It started a lot longer ago than that, but what drove me to this process of deep cellular detoxing and nutritional re-upment is this ear ringing, which, you can call it tinnitus. Everything's got if they don't know what to call it, they just throw an IS on the end or a US on the end and call it something. And if you Google it, well, they'll tell you there's no cure, which of course just is enough to send you into a panic attack. So I would like to tell anybody who has tinnitus that might be listening to this, don't believe it. I'm not over it yet, but I am having, it's coming and going. And I believe I'm working with a nutritionist who, she can't impart all of her information to me. That's why she's the paid professional, but has gone over many times with me the reasons why my nervous system is on fire. And that's what's firing off all the ear ringing. Not to mention, now I'm passing parasites in my poo. So it's systemic. What's going on with me is systemic. It's definitely not my ears. I think in the tinnitus world, earwax can be the cause of tinnitus, but tinnitus is a function of the brain and the nervous system, the limbic system, and I won't go into all that. You can just do your own research. But yeah, so I had some acupuncture on Saturday, and that seemed to alleviate it a great deal. And then Sunday I felt good. Again, like I didn't have too much ringing. It seemed to sort of be greatly diminished and even have moments of quiet, which was heavenly. And then I had to go to the hospital for 4.5 hours on Sunday night because I sliced open my thumb and was just in a really stressful situation with an autistic kid in the room next to me who, God bless him and his parents, but he screamed the entire 4 hours. So needless to say, my nervous system and, just all the electronics and a hospital and, essentially my nervous system is just not able to cope with that stuff right now. So it's really all about rebuilding my nervous system right now. So the tinnitus is the thing that's keeping me in the game, probably. I don't know, if I wasn't really uncomfortable with it, I might not be driving forward with my cleansing so deeply and so earnestly. So I'm seeing it as a gift. And I believe that it will have a lot of, I will pay dividends. But what this is really unpacking for me is just more spiritual expansion and growth, because I'm having to unpack some stuff around my mother. I did see yesterday someone I've seen before. He's an NLP master and trainer, and I have done private work with him before. And so I went back to see him yesterday with the, intention of working around this belief of that, something's wrong with me. I can't heal my body. I believe that the body can heal. I just don't know that I can do it. And, because something's flawed about me, or I just don't get it, or only some people get that magic in their lives. So I have some, beliefs, limitations in my beliefs. And so I went to him about that, and he's really great. And it's a very abstract form of therapy that he does, very nonlinear, so I couldn't even begin to describe it. But, we had to go there and talk about my mother. And I've done a lot of work around that the last couple of years, well, the last several years, but because I believe, I'd been doing it in the, while I was still using substances, marijuana and alcohol. And so now that I'm not, it just has a whole different flavor, so to speak. So I came home from that session. I actually went and saw another practice that he facilitates called family constellations, which was wild. I can't wait to experience that again. But I came home and it was just, the ringing was just ramped up. I did have to drive a lot, and driving in the dark and kind of, all the stuff that would be normal for me seems very sort of anxiety and nervousness producing. So by the time I got home, my ringing was really loud, and I was awake until like 5 o'clock this morning with it. I'm trying not to take sleeping pills or even do any cannabis oil, because, it's just more shit for my liver to process. So the ringing is one thing, but then the anxiety gets going. And as Noelle, the gal that I work with around nutrition, said to me, really it's the nervous system kicks up first, and then the ringing, and then, the anxiety, which kicks up the nervous system even more. And so, I got up this morning and it seemed to, well, what I did was reach out to a couple more people. Like I made an appointment to see the ENT, and then some other, medium who lives in Ireland. There was something about the act of like reaching out for support that seemed to calm my nerves. And so I had some not total quiet, but really greatly diminished sound, and the anxiety subsided. And while now the sound is kicking up again, like the anxiety is reduced, and I feel okay in this moment. But I just want to tell you how, I don't want to bring up these emotions again because I don't want to energize it, but it's awful. It's just awful. And I wonder, like, is my whole life going to be like this now? I guess maybe I'll make a video when I'm actually in it, because I really don't want to reactivate it right now. So I'm just, Noelle tells me she thinks I'm rounding maybe between first and second base. It's a good sign. I had a parasite slip out of my butt yesterday or the day before. It must have been the day before. Very strange to look in the toilet and see that. But I'm on the mend. She assures me that all of this is going to resolve. And she explained to me today, that marijuana, especially for people that it gives energy to, which it does. For me, it's very creative. It's very stimulating. It doesn't, yes, sativa and indica are different, but generally they both give me at the get-go, they give me energy. I feel really creative, connected, I'm expansive. And what's happening is actually it's artificially releasing these hormones in me, these serotonin and dopamine and all these things that my body has now, after 35 years, not learned how to produce itself. And so I suddenly withdrew all of that. Now it's been 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Well, maybe it's been a little bit longer than that. And I suddenly withdrew it, and now it's a matter of rebuilding all of that. And so I'm going to look into some breath work, and on we go. It's hard. It's hard. I guess it feels like it just, even though I signed up for it and I said I was ready, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So it's hard. It's like all levels. And I was telling this guy, Carl, yesterday, I feel like if you live in California, you might know what liquefaction is. And I feel like everything underneath my feet is really unstable, and nothing seems like it used to. So I have to hang on to like the little tiny bit of faith that I have that I'm going to be okay. I'm such a pretty crier. I love you. Anyhow, that's the sauna session for today. I'll be back.